Companies in London's West End have renewed their plea to reinstate VAT-free shopping this Christmas, claiming it could contribute £2.3 billion to the UK economy. My name is Jack Reeves and welcome to today's episode of Tax Tidbits, where the new West End company, representing hundreds of retailers in London's West End, has called on the government to recreate a scheme for VAT-free shopping during this year's festive period. However, the government is not too keen. They have said that the scheme could cost British taxpayers £2 billion per year and that it primarily benefits foreign tourists rather than fellow Brits. Retailers argue that they face a 20% price disadvantage compared to their European counterparts and that the loss of tax-free shopping has actually impacted businesses more than the cost of living crisis. We mentioned last week about the government's pledge to halve inflation to 5% by the end of the year, even though it currently sat at 6.7% for the month of September. Well, this week, October's inflation rate has been published, which recorded inflation at 4.6%, meaning their pledge has been met 2 months early. Economists have said the reason for this fall is due to the fall in the energy price cap this month, which limits what suppliers can charge consumers for their energy usage. With the autumn statement less than a week away, we wanted to run through some of the changes which are expected to be included within the announcement on the 22nd of November. Firstly, the Chancellor has so far ruled out the chances of income tax being cut. However, there are talks that this could be a possibility now that the government has met its inflation target, though I do think this remains unlikely. It should be announced how much pensions are due to rise by April 2024, which is expected to be 8.5% based on a triple lock, though the Treasury may not honour that figure. They may decide to increase pensions by 7.8%, as that is this year's earnings growth, which does not include bonuses or one-off payments. The government may extend its mortgage guarantee scheme, which helps first-time borrowers borrow with a 5% deposit. This was extended last year to end in December, though we may see this go on for another year. New homers may receive a partial stamp duty rebate if they make their property more energy efficient within 2 years, as recommended by the Energy Efficiency Task Force. Finally, there are talks of the inheritance tax being cut or scrapped, even though these tax cuts have been publicly ruled out by Jeremy Hunt. Watch this space next week for our report on the autumn statement. A new study by the Retail Trust reveals that 2 in 5 employees regularly face abuse from customers, prompting major retailers like Sainsbury's, Boots, M&S and Aldi to call for increased police protection for staff. The rise in abusive behaviour is attributed to a spike in shoplifting, often leading to confrontations. The cost of living crisis has contributed to a significant increase in shoplifting, prompting retailers like Tesco and Aldi to introduce body-worn cameras for employees. The Retail Trust survey of over 1,600 shop workers indicates that almost half feel unsafe at work and a quarter do not report incidents due to inadequate police response. Royal Mail has been fined £5.6 million by Ofcom for failing to meet its first and second class delivery targets, causing considerable harm to customers. Ofcom highlighted concerns about insufficient control and oversight at certain delivery offices, urging Royal Mail to ensure proper training of employees for decision making. The fine, which includes a 30% reduction after Royal Mail admitted liability, must be paid to the Treasury within 2 months. This is not the first time Royal Mail has faced penalties for service shortcomings, with a £1.5 million fine issued in July 2020. The regulator has emphasised the need for Royal Mail to improve and has said they will continue to closely monitor their performance. Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of Tax Tidbits, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to stay updated with all of our videos. We will see you next time.